Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What, Why, and How Can I podcast. We're at a different spot today. Not on the couch. We are not in a car. We are on a barber stool with the man himself, Mike the Barber.
Yes, sir.
Super excited to bring you guys along. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like, share. And if you haven't already, hit Mike the Barber up on Instagram. Where else?
Instagram. That's about it, basically.
Instagram, Mike the Barb. He's booked out, I think, for the month or for the next few weeks. So good luck. But you can also always reach out to him and book for like the end of this month and future appointments. Like any good barber that's in demand, prices do go up. So don't miss out on this deal of a lifetime here. And I'm just here to prove, on myself, that this man is a legend. So while we're doing the haircut, we'll be able to learn about how he started, why he's doing this, and maybe there's like a 7-year-old kid that's always dreamed about being a barber. He can maybe guide us, give us some tips of where you can learn, maybe he offers some classes, who knows? Maybe he'll be offering classes in the future.
Maybe.
Let's go. Alrighty, that's about it. So Mike, you sent me 2 pictures of like what I want, a taper or a fade. I brought tape because I thought that's what a taper is.
We can still use a tape, bro. Hey, it's 2022, you know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want, bro.
Painters use tape to make clean lines. Like, how do you...
Clean paint, bro. We'll throw some tape and I'll go step by step, you know?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So if you need my tape, it's on the couch.
Say no more.
Okay, so explain this to me. Like some barbers use water, some barbers don't use water. What's the purpose behind this?
I have a very funky way, actually. Most guys look at me when I'm cutting hair, like my old shop, and they're like, dude, you're doing it really weird, but it works, so it's all fine. So usually when I go for haircuts, some guys like it nice and tight. I'm very big on symmetrics. So keeping your head squared, keeping it more focused on keeping your face more sharp.
Okay.
Whereas if you round it out, kind of makes you more round and bubbly.
Yeah.
So usually I'll part off both sides. I'll fade it in, make it look how I want it, either do a fade or a taper, and then I'll do the top and I'll blend it in at the end and kind of just complete the picture. Okay. So
and then, but regular folks, what do like standard, the normal?
Everyone's different. Honestly, some guys start from the top, and some guys start from the fade from the top and they go down. Guys like me, I normally start from the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll grab what number we're gonna start with, say a 3. I'll go all around. Then I'll clean up the sharp edges and anything that's sticking over. And then I'll do my guideline with the 0 and I'll go like 0, half, 1, 2, 3 and blend it in. So
all right, cool.
We'll go with that, you know?
Yes, so you guys didn't see this, but before this started, Mike was like touching my head and kind of feeling for any holes and divots.
Yes.
I've never been shot, so there's no holes in my head.
You never been dropped, hopefully, either?
Never been dropped. I don't think so.
Maybe once or twice. Maybe once or twice.
Very possible.
You know, kids happen.
Very possible. But yeah, now he's getting my hair wet. Does this just help you control the hair a little bit more?
So I'm just kind of parting your hair to how we're going to be cutting it. So
okay, gotcha.
The kind of first step is just kind of getting it where how you kind of want it, so I can.
Now, Mike, look, I'm not a barber, so I apologize if I ask the same question twice. Just
I'll let it slide once.
Yeah, just bear with me, please.
After that, I might have to charge you a fee for that, you know.
Deal.
It's only fair.
Yes. So, I mean, everybody knows what a barber shop is. What is a barber shop to you, Michael? Like, what's so special about this whole thing for you?
Pressure. Honestly, I really enjoy the fact that I can be the person that makes someone look better. Because when you kind of...
And you guys will see how much better I look after that photo.
Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. That's what we're shooting for.
That's the plan. I mean...
But normally it's like, I don't know about you, but when I get a fresh haircut or new haircut, I just get that confidence. Like, dang, wow, that's a good haircut. I'm feeling it. I'm going to go take on the day. I'm going to take on this week. No, it's going to be good.
Oh, okay.
When I give someone a haircut, it's the satisfying feeling of when they leave, they look in that mirror, they smile, and like, dude, dope.
They're happy with themselves.
Yes. And so not only do I get to boost people's confidence, I get to have a good, 30, 40-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice,
Okay.
So
I'm glad you brought that up, 30, 40-minute conversation. From what I've learned, barbers are usually the guys that know all the secrets, that know all the rumors. Can you share any with us?
Rumors? I don't know about all that. It's confidential.
Oh, okay.
Client's a client.
Don't tell us rumors. Just like secrets. Like who's doing what? Like Paul Fate says downstairs. How much money you see him carrying through the door on a weekly?
Man, he comes in with bagfuls. He's just walking in.
Paul,
No change either. It's like heavy, dense,
cash.
flat bills. You know, they're stacked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a bunch of cameras, sensors all over that stair. Well, I'm gonna have to follow up with the man and see what's going on there.
Gotta talk to him, man. You gotta talk to him.
Yes.
As for secrets, man,
yeah.
I don't know. Mainly, I have some clients that come here and complain about their wives and stuff, but you know, it's fine. But normally,
It's a safe place.
it's a safe place. Yeah, what happens in the barbershop stays in the barbershop.
All right, deal.
So it's like Vegas, you know.
Yeah, a little different, but very
A little different.
Yeah.
Less stench.
Okay.
Less of that.
Barberism is an art.
Barbarism is an
If
art.
I can call it barberism. How did you start cutting hair? Like, was it like, did you have a dog that needed a haircut as a kid, or?
That's actually hilarious. Actually, I think my very first haircut was to my buddy in high school. It was just a joke. I'm like, "Oh, dude, your hair looks bad. Let me cut your hair." You know,
Yeah.
just for for kicks and giggles.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "All right, cool." And I think I was 15 at the time.
What high school is this?
I went to a private Christian school, Valley
Okay.
Christian Academy.
Okay.
So I gave him his haircut, and it was kind of like whatever. I never really looked back at it. I was like, "All right, cool." I just gave him a haircut. It was nice. So be
Not
it.
impressed. Yeah.
No, and so I think back in 2017 or 18,
Mm-hmm.
I was just cutting my brother's hair and my soon-to-be brother-in-law at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like for money. It was just like, hey, cool, you need a haircut? Yeah, I kind of know how to do it. I'll take care of it. And so it started with that. And then I just did a few guys and I kind of stopped. And then I ended up getting married in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And so while I was married, I started going to school for nursing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did when I was doing my prereqs for nursing, I ended up cutting hair, and I was working at T-Mobile at the time doing sales.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was,
What phones were you selling back then? 2018? Razor?
No, not 18. I was 18, 19. Razor. Nokia's actually. They're indestructible.
Sony Ericsson.
There you go.
All right.
But yeah, I was working at T-Mobile, going to school, and at the end of it, I was just like, oh man, I kind of don't really like T-Mobile. The hours weren't the thing, and I wasn't into sales. I didn't like pushing people into like, oh, you're here to pay your phone bill.
Yeah.
Check out this iPhone, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And on top of that, we got a screen case, and we have a new cover for you.
Mm.
So I don't know, and it was kind of always like, if you didn't perform like that, they'd kind of step you aside, and be like, hey, you need to start offering more things.
Yeah.
And usually, I could tell when like someone's like they come in, they're not in the mood, they just want to pay their bill and go home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You weren't trying to harass them.
I didn't want to harass anybody, so I kind of just
See, the
got tired of
first
that.
problem is like most likely they don't have a harassment policy.
Uh-huh.
So we'll have to look into that. I'll have my lawyers look into the
No
T-Mobile.
problem. Thank you.
But that makes sense. Like, why would you harass your clients, the people that give you your bread and butter?
Right. No, don't get me wrong. If coming in, you got a new
Mike,
phone
I got
plan
you
and
wrong.
everything, that's different. But regardless, I was going to school for nursing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at the time working at T-Mobile. And then I started cutting hair.
Yeah.
I had some buddies like, dude, you used to cut hair. Why don't you just start, cutting hair from home and charging?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started cutting hair. And I live in a condo, so we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Yeah.
And I was cutting hair in the guest bathroom.
Okay.
And my poor wife, God bless her soul,
Yeah.
would sit at work and be sitting there typing away, doing her things, and I'm just over there with my with my speaker on, music blasting, and just talking to guys, and all you would hear is laughter and just, good times.
Right.
And then sometimes she'd be going out to the kitchen, like, hey, I need to grab something. And she'd look over, and on the couch, we have 2 or 3 dudes just sitting there talking.
Waiting for a haircut.
They're waiting for a haircut. And so that's how I kind of started off. Started off kind of small. I had a few friends, talked to a few other guys, and like, hey, come in for a cut. Mike started cutting hair.
Yeah.
I think I started off with cutting like at $20.
Okay.
So I started that, and then by the end of the 2 years of my prereqs, it was going very well. I mean, I was consistent, had a good amount of clients,
Mm-hmm.
and I was enjoying it. I was self-taught basically at that point. I watched my barber cut my hair, and I kind of just followed that.
Yeah.
And I just implemented it. I just started kind of copying and doing it, and then kind of added my own twist to it,
Mm-hmm.
And over time, 2 years passed. I was done with my prereqs. My wife's like, "Hey, so what's up? What are we doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't think I really want to do this whole nursing thing.
Yeah.
Cutting hair is a lot more enjoyable. I enjoy it, and
And it
at
makes
the end
money.
of the day, I'm not saving lives, but I'm doing a service. It's
Right.
kind of different.
You
but
might
same.
be, dude. Like if somebody comes in feeling like down and maybe suicidal because he thinks he's not the best looking dude, and then you give him a clean fade, and he just like revives him,
Yeah, bring him back to life.
Oh, literally.
Yeah, well, maybe, man, maybe. But yeah, so I kind of decided
I want to interrupt you real quick.
No, go
You
ahead,
said you had fun cutting hair and it paid. So I googled barbers, 32K a year. I mean, how do you do this? Cup of noodles. You got to be really wise with your finances. I get it. Like you loving what you love. You're doing what you love.
Yes.
Does your wife have a job as well? Like.
Yeah, she does. So she works for Franchise Tax Board.
Mm-hmm.
So she does auditing. So she loves it. She actually just finished her degree in master's too. So she has her MBA now. Shout out to wifey. You better do something with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to be a stay-at-home dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So no, all jokes aside, I'm proud of her for that. So yeah, so she has a pretty good paying job, and we're happy. She gets her benefits from that and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it's. I feel like it's just like anything else. If you're at the beginning, you kind of start making a little less, and as time grows, business grows, your prices kind of increase. So it started slow. Obviously we couldn't be out and about spending money constantly.
Yeah.
But together we ended up getting a pretty decent income. So I'm happy, and life is good, and that's about
Yeah.
so.
That's awesome. What's the biggest tip a client's ever given you?
That's a good question.
I know you cut a lot of Slavs, and they tend to be stingy.
No. I will say about 80% of my clients are handsome tippers.
Wow, there you go.
I'll get 10, 15 maybe sometimes. But the biggest tip I've ever got, someone gave me 100, and they're like, "Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about the change." So that was cool.
Was that like the first time you cut their hair and he never came back?
It was actually Paul at my house.
Paul
Spacer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he came through. He gave him by himself. He got a cut.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, this is good for you. I'm proud of you." And give me $100. I was like, "Cool." And I was like, at the time, I'm like, "That's awesome, $100."
Yeah.
Still is, man. If I get $100, right now, that's awesome. It's not every day, but hey, it happens in life.
Right. That's awesome. Is there consistent clients that don't tip? Do you expect a tip?
I don't.
Okay.
And I want to say I don't. Sometimes it's like, you've had a good amount of tippers, and you're like, all right, cool. So I'm expecting it sometimes.
Because you get used to it.
And then you don't get it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of like whatever. But then again, I try to keep an open mind. I don't know everyone's finances. I don't know what people are going through. Yeah. So I try not to get upset about it. So
yeah. At the end of the day, they just came for a haircut.
They came just for a haircut, and that's fine with me. And that's why I have my prices set to what they are.
Yeah, right.
So that's fair, and I'm not upset about it. But you know what I'm saying? Like deep down, you're like, could have been a little better.
Yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Mike does have a child to take care of.
The size of 2, but I have a child.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big boy, so he eats plenty. So yeah, that makes sense. Why did you decide to leave, or when did you decide to leave cutting hair in your guest bathroom?
Ooh.
Like, how did that whole transition? Because I'm sure that was like a step that you've talked about with your wife, and it's because that's also an expense. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk not about the expenses, the annoyance. Poor wife. I think I ended up cutting from home. Started in what is it? 2022. So like 18, like right before COVID hit, right? When did COVID hit?
On
19?
March
Late?
16th, 2020, I think.
No.
Or 2019.
Has to be 19. 18?
2020.
Really? That's crazy.
I didn't know some of your customers know sign language. That's pretty cool.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I thought he was throwing gang signs for a second.
You start ducking.
Seriously. I think I started in 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or late 18. It was almost 19. So I did that. I worked from home, and then COVID kind of hit. And they kind of had the whole lockdown. A lot of barbershops closed down. And
so you couldn't cut hair.
Yeah.
So that set you back a little bit. What did you have to do?
Essentially, once COVID rules got a little more open, I ended up joining an apprenticeship program.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually called Michael J's Hair. If anyone's interested,
Yeah.
it's definitely a place to look into. And so I started that apprenticeship, and it's a 24-month program. But if you're good with what you're doing, you can get it done in 21 months.
Mm-hmm.
So and all that is you have school once a week on Mondays, and then you have your OJTs, which is on-the-job training. And that asks for hairstyle, haircut, how many hours you spent, how many haircuts you did. And essentially, you need to get to 3,200 hours.
3,200 hours of cutting hair.
Yes.
How much does a police officer need on the job before he's a certified police officer or gets his badge?
If I'm not mistaken, it's about 600 to 800. I could be wrong.
600 to 800 hours for a police officer.
We should probably Google this so that we don't get in trouble.
Fact check. If any fact checkers out there, please do that. But in any case, a police officer needs way less hours than a barber.
Yes. From what I've heard. Do not quote me.
Okay, do not quote Mike.
Do not quote Mike at all.
Do not quote Mike at all. But that's kind of crazy. 3,200 hours. I mean, like, what are they afraid of? You cutting somebody's head off?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess you have to know sanitation's a big thing, keeping everything clean and sterile, all your tools. You don't want to pass on any kind of, whatever diseases, bacteria, anything like that. So we got to keep that all clean, which is pretty important. And then on top of that is safety. Once I have a straight razor, so I have to do straight razors on guys' necks and stuff. So they don't want people getting hurt or injured or anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What's the craziest, I'm imagining somebody calling you like at 9:30 p.m. and saying, Mike, I got a wedding tomorrow. My barber canceled on me. Please help me out.
I actually have a great story for this. This happened yesterday. This is awesome.
Really?
What a coincidence, honestly. So yesterday I had a pretty busy day, and I was supposed to be working until about 8 p.m., which usually I'm off at 6 at the latest.
Yeah.
And I started even earlier. I started at 8:30 yesterday, which I started at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I had a busy schedule packed out, and my dad calls me. Thank you for calling me, Dad.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot we had a funeral at our church. So I had to be singing in choir. And I was like, oh. He's like, are you showing up? I'm like, yes, I will be there.
Yeah.
So I had to call 5 guys on the spot and be like, hey, I'm so sorry. We're going to cancel our appointment. We reschedule.
Yeah.
And one of my clients, he's like, hey, bro, I'm leaving to Hawaii tomorrow, early morning. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, I can try to get you in. He's like, I'm proposing in Hawaii.
Oh,
and I'm like, it's like that. Okay, cool. So
no pressure.
No pressure, right? So I told him, hey, bro, no worries. Let me go. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna go to the funeral, and then I'll call you once I'm done. Once I'm heading out of church, I'll give you a ring.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, cool, no worries. So I ended up getting here at 9:30
p.m.
Yeah, 9:30 p.m., which isn't too late, but it would have been an inconvenience if I'm at home, but I'm down the street. So he's like, all right, bro. He came in. He's like, let's get this. I got to go. I'm like, all right. And so I gave him his haircut. He took off, and that was it.
That's pretty crazy.
I also had another client back in the day. He went to a different barber, and I ended up having to fix his haircut. So we went out to...
after that barber.
Yeah, so we went to dinner. And after dinner, he's like, man, this is so bad. I'm like, all right, well, we're on the way going home, I'm like, let's swing by the shop and we'll get the haircut done.
Yeah.
So like 10:30 p.m., I actually started cutting his hair at the location. We were having sushi at Mizuki's right here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, dude, I just did an event. Actually, that was when we did the church event.
Oh,
yeah.
So you had your stuff in the car.
I had all my stuff in the car.
Oh my goodness.
So we ate sushi with a bunch of friends. You know, Igor.
Yeah.
Igor Mudri.
Mm-hmm.
So I leaving, and he's like, dang, bro, like I just kind of get this fixed up. I got whatever, I got the clippers, I got everything out.
Let me just interrupt you. That's what happens when you disrespect the barber loyalty rule.
Right.
Igor, do not ever disrespect the barber loyalty rule. Hopefully he still comes back here.
I know, he's gonna be like, this guy, he said my name?
I'm gonna put him on
blast.
He put me on
blast?
Yeah. Igor Mudrik.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
We're after you, buddy.
That's right. Darn right. Okay, and onward. So.
Oh, so anyways, we were at the time at the location, and I'm like, all right, let me just cut your hair. And the lighting wasn't good. And for me, like, if I don't have good lighting, it's hard irritating for me to do my job. And so we're like, all right, let's just swing by the shop. And so me, him, and another couple guys came in here, and we're just sitting here at 10:30. I'm just cutting his hair, playing music, just hanging out. So that was a cool experience. And I actually have clients reaching out to me, like, hey, do you do late haircuts? Like, you should do a day where you just focus on coming in super late because, you know, we come from Bay Area, we don't have time. And I would compensate for that, but it's just kind of tough.
Yeah.
You know?
But that seems like a great business plan. Like, hey, my regular haircuts are X and X amounts. I do offer late haircuts for this much.
Mm-hmm.
I got a day open next week.
See, I wanted to do that, but I'm the type of person that I know it's probably not right. I feel bad, you know? Yeah. And most people that know me, and I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me. Most people that know me know I'm a half decent guy.
Yeah.
So like I can't justify charging more. Now if they tell me, hey, I need a haircut. I've had this happen multiple times where the client calls me, bro, I need a haircut. I'm booked. I'm out at 7 booked. All right, bro, I'll give you $100 if you stay. So I'll have that happen every once in a while. It's kind of nice. Or they'll say X amount, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
$100 is good. Let's keep it at that. Yeah.
Let's keep it at that.
Just in case you call.
Exactly. So that happens. I mean, it's not always, but every once in a while it happens. But I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, bro, yeah, I'm leaving at this time. But if you come and give me $100, I'll stay. Yeah. I just feel wrong for doing that,
That makes sense.
Anyway, sorry, where were we on that?
We were just telling crazy, not crazy, but stories of you working late or later. Like, is it just a phone call to your wife, like, hey, I'm staying late today?
Yeah. And then, like I said, God bless her soul. She's really, she puts up with it,
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, see, the Lord knew what He was setting you up with.
Amen.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Let's talk about barber loyalty, though. Like, I know that's a rule. Like, have you ever went home crying when you found out somebody got a haircut somewhere else?
No, honestly, I'm not salty about it.
Yeah.
I'll give guys crap about it for sure. Like, oh, so you went to a different barber.
Just
okay.
For fun?
Yeah, I'll mess with them. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I'm happy. A majority of my clients have stayed. Mm-hmm. I want to say about at least 85%.
Oh, nice.
As a bare minimum. I still see the same guys. I have guys that still been day ones since the bathroom.
That's crazy.
So they've been coming in for over 4 years, or close to 4 years, and it's nice. It's awesome. But yeah, barber loyalty, it's kind of a real thing. I know a lot of guys. I've had a lot of guys break off over 8, 9, 10 years of being with their barber to come to me, just because he doesn't have time, or it's too far of a drive, or there's multiple reasons.
That must feel good.
I wanted to try something out, and I like how you do it, and I want to stay with you.
Yeah.
So it's a very satisfying feeling to hear, like, oh, wow, Mike, you did such a good job. I'm going to drop my I've had for 10 years to come to you.
Yeah.
So I apologize to anyone if I might have thiefed someone, but it's not really stealing.
It's the name of the game. You just, This is capitalism, family. That's what happened.
Take what's mine. No, sure.
No, you didn't take it. It came to you.
It came to me, exactly. So, it's barber loyalty is a real thing. Like, I've been going to the same guy for at least 2 years now.
Okay.
But it's not easy finding a good barber. It really isn't.
I believe
Not that
you.
I'm saying I'm great or anything, but it's hard. Like I've been through the journey myself.
No, I believe you. There's this guy that I work with, and he's like, "Hey, so I quit my barber because she started talking about her politics, and her politics don't line up, and she
Oh
was
yeah,
ju-
there's
she
lots of things that
she was just
people
way
have.
too much for me." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "So I found this other barber, or what do you call a barberisa?"
It depends. Women barber. I think women can still be barbers. Yeah, they can be barbers. There's also cosmetologists.
Oh,
Yeah. So.
okay. So a girl that cuts hair, he found a lady. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And he's like, you want to know her name? I was like, what? He said, Jaja.
Jaja.
And I started laughing, and I'm like imagining like a Jaja, like I don't know, some gypsy like witch looking person. And he's like, but it's super awkward all the time because her shop looks like and he describes like a gypsy looking witch place. I'm like, why would you even go there, dude? Like Jaja. And so, long story short, he ended up not liking her, and he's like, I don't know how to quit her because I feel like she's gonna cast a spell on me.
Oh boy.
And so he had his wife text her, tipo, that hey, we're moving on.
Away? Oh. That'd be horrible. That'd be a curse of itself.
Faking your own death? Yeah, that'd be
Just
exactly.
to change up barbers, imagine that, bro.
But yeah, this guy has some like extreme like barber issues, like moving barber. So
well, let him know. You know, tell him about it, brother.
I definitely will. Like I just realized that I'm surprised I still haven't connected you guys. But yeah, dude, it was.
You holding out on me, bro?
I'm not.
You holding out on me, bro?
I promise. Like that's why we're here. So yeah, so there's some crazy barber stories. Do you guys have like barber retreats where like a bunch of barbers just meet?
No, there's competitions though. There are. I have never ever been to one or been in one. I don't really care for it, but they have them. They're like whoever does the best fade, fastest fade, best hairstyle. It's all a bunch of different categories in it.
Is there like I'm guessing like conventions? Yeah.
You can buy tickets to go there. You can buy like new release items that are just hitting the market that no one has. They'll have it there. Companies will come out. They might do sponsors sometimes. So that's all pretty cool.
That is cool.
But for crazy stories, I have yet to have anything insane when it comes to crazy stories.
I'm sure it's all ahead of you. You're still a bright young man.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I will say the apprenticeship I used to be in, he told a story once back in I think 89 or 86 or something like that. This guy's in the 70s already.
Yeah.
He was cutting it when she still works. He still cuts hair.
That's crazy.
Imagine that. He cuts his old clients, the generation after, and the generation after that. He has 3 generations with the clients.
That's insane. He's probably booked 24. Does he work weekends too?
I have no clue. But story of that is he once cut a piece of a kid's ear off with a scissor. I don't know what happened because I was back in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably gave him a free haircut and called it a day. But
I gave him like a lollipop.
Yeah, exactly. Kick rocks, kid. You don't have to tip me today. It's fine.
Yeah.
But so that happened with him. I gotta remember.
My dad, when I was a kid, my dad cut my ear.
Oh, really?
But that was like, because you're a kid, you're always jumping around. You're not.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I gotta hold some of these older guys down too. I have some guys, bro, and they're like, moving. I'm like, bro, I'm cutting your hair.
Yeah, it's supposed to be level and straight.
You gotta relax and just sit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but for crazy stories, I haven't had anything incident-wise happen to me yet, which
no damage.
Fingers crossed, it keeps that way,
Yeah. So barber loyalty is important to you, but you understand.
Yes, I mean, I've had multiple guys come back and they're like, man, I only left because you only worked to this time or you've been so booked out. A good amount of guys did leave and they end up coming back because like, oh man, this guy can't cut hair, this guy can't cut hair. I'm just like, well, why did you leave in the first place?
Right. Like, hey, grass ain't green on the other side, son.
No, not always. I mean, sometimes, but not always,
It might be turf though and totally fake.
Yep. Fake until you make it type of thing, It's not always good.
No, it's never good.
Because then you make it, then what,
Right, and then you can't fake it anymore and problems. Agreed.
Then you break it.
Yes, I agree. Bro, my head is white.
Yeah, you might want to get some sun in life. Are you like, what do they call those people? Are you albino? Are you scared of the sun?
I'm not, but I mean, like I look. It feels like my face had some sun, but
It's not your
like
head. Your head hasn't seen the sun in years.
it hasn't. Like um, you're correct. Every time I go outside, I wear my hair, so it doesn't come off.
Well, it's a good thing you don't wear hats because hats and hairspray and all that stuff, if you use too much of it, kind of cuts off your breathing to your hair, to your scalp, to your
Oh,
hair
really?
follicle.
Okay,
And
so
you can go bald from that too.
let's talk about products. I remember we talked before, and I use Got to Be glue.
That's great. Good stuff. Keep going, buddy.
No, and so I mean, but that's the only stuff that can control this head of hair.
I mean, I don't know the science behind it all very
Yeah.
well, but I mean, if anyone knows what Got to Glue is and what to use, it's
Can you
pretty aggressive.
teach me?
So teach you. It's just, I think it's just full of, I don't know if it's chemicals or whatever. It just holds too much. And when it's holding too much and it's covering, your hair doesn't have time to breathe. And it doesn't have anywhere for it to breathe. You might have some small cracks for it to get out, obviously.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of cutting off a lot of the,
So it's like wearing a bag over your head.
essentially. But you can
You're
breathe.
suffocating yourself.
You're suffocating your head, not
head.
yourself.
Yeah, your head.
But there's also lots of good product out there that's like Suavecito. That's a big thing. Suavecito is the big thing I use. It's a pomade. It holds very well, but it's water based. So like you just literally run water through it and it just washes it right out. And there's certain products where you just have to sit there and scrub.
Yeah.
Usually if you have to scrub for a while, it's probably not really good for your hair. Don't quote me. I'm using my common sense.
Yeah. Right. Based on everything you've
Learned, I guess,
learned so far.
or experienced.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk about learning. So you mentioned Barber J or something.
Michael J's.
Michael J.
What is it? Michael J's hair apprenticeship or something like that? Michael J's. I have to look at it. It's been a minute.
So this man's a 70-year-old guy. He offers classes, or is just an apprenticeship, like a program that he offers?
It's a program, but he does the teaching too. It used to be in class, but ever since like the whole COVID thing hit, he just did it online. So now he'll do like, okay, we'll go over some questions that you might, need to learn for the exam in the future. Or they'll go over like, he'll have a client come in, he'll do a haircut. And he's impressive. He'll do a whole taper haircut with just a razor and a comb. Razor and a comb. He's super old school.
Razor and a comb.
Yep. Straight blade and a comb. It's all he needs.
That's insane.
It's impressive is what it is.
Is it a steel comb?
No, I think he just uses a plastic comb.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I'm like imagining like the razor like just cutting up the.
Oh, the razor, yeah, of course it's metal.
Yeah, but like I'm imagining the razor cutting up the hairbrush, the comb.
No, I mean the way he does it, he like has a whole feathering technique where he like uses the comb and he uses the hair and he kind of just kind of blends it in. I'm not saying I can't do that. I'll tell you that.
That's crazy.
But it's very impressive.
So how long, besides the 3,200 hours you need like on the job, how long is the course or until you go through all the lessons?
It's so essentially you're just doing 21 months. It's all it really is. Once you get your 21 months.
21 months? That's like a nursing degree, dude.
No, I wouldn't say that, but
I mean, that's crazy.
well, I guess if you did your prereqs and you went to nursing program, it's 2 years, so essentially it's similar.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, I'm glad we take haircutting so seriously. It does change people's lives. It saves lives. And and all that stuff. So that's a good thing.
Yep, I think it's good to be clean and sanitary because I know for a fact, dude, some of these barbers and I've been into some barbershops in my past where you walk in and it's like, oh, all right, cool. So no one has ever inspected the shop.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be sanitary, clean, and taken care of.
So barbers have inspections just like
Random.
restaurants do?
Random, yeah. You have no clue someone's coming in. You could tell they'll be either wearing sometimes they won't wear hats, but usually they wear a hat and a clipboard. They're walking in.
Clipboard, obviously nobody shows up to.
So it's pretty obvious.
I wish I knew. I would have showed up with a clipboard today.
It's kind of late though. If you see someone walking in, your station's dirty or your tools aren't labeled as soil or cleaned, and you're like, unless like he hits the first barber and he works his way down, you have some time to clean up. But
yeah.
if you're the first one, man, Better have your A game
Man,
on.
that sounds like a bad case of like Cal OSHA or something.
Oh no, and it's bad. It'll be for little things like if you have hair on the floor, hair on your station sometimes, or if you have something where it's not supposed to be and it's mislabeled, they'll hit you with a few fines. Some people will let you go with warnings, but ever since COVID hit, a lot of them
How much is the fine?
It just depends. And sometimes they could fine you, or they can fine you and the barbershop. So not only do you have to pay for your spot, and if it's your fault that the barbershop gets fined, you have to pay the barbershop. You got to pay the owner the fine as well, because it's not his fault, that you were slipping up or whatever.
Right. That makes sense. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Barber game ain't no joke, man.
It's not. I'd never imagined it like getting inspections and getting fines for having hair on the floor. I mean, it's a barbershop. There's supposed to be hair on the floor, but
I mean, not the floor, but like in places where you think there shouldn't be hair and there's hair.
Yeah, around the chair is okay.
Yeah, but they get picky. I mean, I have yet to be inspected with a hair or my old shop or anything, so I'm happy. Let's knock on wood somewhere,
That wasn't wood. Knock the
all right, hold on.
There we go.
So I'm hoping, for the best, but fingers crossed. It doesn't always hit, but there's like this process. Like we have other barbershops that would call and be like, hey, so and so in Roseville just got hit. Kind of keep your station clean, kind of keep your shop clean, because we don't want anyone else getting tickets. So it's kind of cool. It's like a barber protocol, I guess, in a way.
That's awesome.
Not everyone does it, but at the shop we did, and so that was cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I remember working in the field. If an inspector or a safety guy would start walking the project, somebody would start yelling, "It's a great day to go fishing," and everybody already knows. Oh, we're going fishing.
We're going fishing for all our tools to put everything away, or what?
Safety guy. Make sure you have all your harnesses on if you're up, and so that's interesting. But it's a great camaraderie.
It's like I don't feel like almost every job, but a lot of jobs, I feel like people have similar things, inspections and whatnot.
Like, I mean, and it's legal too. Like even like now Waze, Google, Apple, you see a cop on the highway, you report it on the application, so that everybody driving behind you knows, like, hey, there's a servant out there serving tickets.
I will say it's like a cheat code, but it's appreciated.
Yeah, it's
if you're smashing 95,
it's not a cheat. It's ethics. It's like if you're
it's being moral, morally right.
100%.
I love this. It's great.
If you're a moral human, you will notify your brothers and sisters
100%
flying behind you.
100%.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad we got this clear. So
we're on the same page. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of one another. Let's be safe out there.
Go on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Report the police officers. They still get paid even if they don't get your ticket.
Report the 5-0s,
Exactly.
Always carry a box of donuts. Get you out of some tickets.
I did meet a police officer recently that looked like he was a man that appreciates donuts.
And was he not?
His name was actually Mike too, and he did appreciate donuts. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I love donuts. Where are my donuts?
I didn't bring any. I apologize.
That's crazy.
A lot of people going to nursing because like, nursing pays good.
Safe job. Yeah.
Safe job. You always have work. Pays good. A lot of nurses become nurses and they are horrible nurses. Or
they just don't love it. They're only for the money. And usually anything you do for the money and you don't enjoy it doesn't last.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you just, you're kind of a jerk when you come home to everyone or whatever. You have to take your anger or whatever on someone.
Yeah. So
misery.
So if there's a kid out there looking to become a barber, he wants to cut hair. Mm-hmm. Can you share any tips? What should he be looking out for? Should he be, if he's an actual barber in the future, should he be waking up at 5 a.m. wanting to cut hair? What's?
I mean, it's a little extreme.
What are some signs? What are some signs?
What do you mean by signs?
Like the hair might be his thing. Like don't go to college.
Well, you can. Here's the thing with college for beauty or barber school or whatever they call it. I think it's barber school.
Yeah.
Most barber schools nowadays are like a full-time job for 9 months, and you got to pay usually anywhere from like 22 to 30, 35K for 9 months.
Hold up.
Listen, hold on.
Get out of here.
Yes, it's insane. If you go through because if you do the apprenticeship, it's different. With apprenticeship, it's the flat fee, whatever you owe.
Yeah.
And then whatever shop you get into, whatever their policy is. Mine was I paid 35% to the owner of the haircut, not the tip. The tip would go to me. So essentially, depending how your month was, you'd pay X amount of dollars.
So you made $100, $35 goes to the owner.
Yes. So you come home clean with 65.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. $65.
You think I would know this since I work,
with numbers.
With numbers.
But usually they just give you $100 bills, so you don't really count.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
But anyways, like I was saying, so the school it's cool. If you have the money and you need to get it done in 9 months, do it. I think the apprenticeship is the best way. You get 2 years of experience. You get to save probably like 10K, 20K at least, or depending on how much it is, what you save. You save more than you would going there. Mm-hmm. And you have a potential work spot. If you like that shop and it's great, you can just stay there, and then the owner will adjust the price once you get your apprenticeship done. Or maybe he won't, Then you want to kick rocks, bro, I'm out.
So can they kick you out of the apprenticeship?
No, well, I mean, once you're done with it, no.
No, but like during the apprenticeship.
If you don't do your stuff, like you don't do your OJT, the on-job training forms, you don't submit them. Like sometimes they'll let you do like 1 or 2 or 3 months backed up. After that, they start filing notices, and they'll fine you. And if there's a certain amount of times you can get fined, or you don't turn in your stuff, they'll kick you out, and you have to resubmit for the program and pay $1,000. But you only can do that once, I believe. I never had that issue, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it's just one time you could resubmit. After that, I don't know.
I mean, what if a kid shows up like he thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he thinks he's
Picasso with hair?
Yeah, he thinks he's Picasso, but clearly this man cannot cut hair. Like, what do they tell the guy? Like, bro, you're kicked out.
No, you can't get kicked out for that.
No? Because you're giving bad haircuts, they'll still keep you in?
Why? Why would they kick you out for that?
For giving, hold up.
For giving bad haircuts, they can't kick you out.
That's what they're trying to teach you?
Well, no, they're there to teach you sanitation and safety.
Not haircuts?
No. Or you can buzz all your clients. There are like a certain amount of shaves.
Okay, I'm confused about what the point of school is now.
Well, no, they teach you certain things. But like, as long as you do all your hours and numbers, and some people probably lie on it. They say, I did 5 beard shaves today. I realistically probably did 5 for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because honestly, as long as you fill it out properly and everything. But you can't really get kicked out for doing a bad haircut.
You just lose clients?
Yeah, because that's on you. I mean, how many barbers are there that are not good? How'd they get their license? They've passed the schooling.
So somebody like
it's like real estate agents. They're everywhere. Doesn't mean they're all good.
Facts.
Especially nowadays, it's like you get a real estate agent. It's like Oprah. You get a real estate agent.
Yeah.
You get a real estate agent. It's like come down.
Honestly, I think if I'm not mistaken, there was like a fun fact or something that I read. There was more real estate agents than like houses on the market, or some insane number.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Everyone and their mom is a real estate agent nowadays.
That's true. I do know a guy. His mom's a real estate agent.
What'd I say?
In high school, the joke was your mom goes to college. Now it's your mom's a real estate agent.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked. So I think apprenticeship program is the way to go. If anyone's trying to get into it, find a good shop. Make sure they'll accept you. Because if you can't find a shop that could take you, then sometimes Michael would help you. Michael J, the guy that works there. Mm-hmm. So he'll try to get you a spot for you, which normally he can. But I say if you're going to go to the apprenticeship program, go to a few shops, find out what's kind of your atmosphere and the people that are around there. If you can get along with everyone, everything's cool. And there's people that have been doing it for a while. Like I was blessed. I had a lot of barbers around there. The owner's been doing it, I think, for 12 or 13 years. And the other barber was doing it for like 10 years at the time. And the other guy was like 5 years. So a lot of guys with some decent experience. Mm-hmm. And so I was lucky to have that. And, majority of the time, they didn't really pay attention much because by the time I was already in and cutting hair. I already had experience.
Yeah, okay, so you weren't like learning from scratch.
I still was. Don't get me wrong. I feel like if anything, you can always learn something.
Yeah.
So I would always bug him because I'm like, hey, dude, you never come around to my corner and like you're supposed to see. He's like, dude, there's nothing to really tell. Like sometimes he'll see, or the question like, hey, how do I get this to blend here? How do I do that or this?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, all right, well, here, this is how you do it. And he'd sit there for like 2-3 minutes because he has his own clients he's cutting, you know? He can't spend too much time. But he'd sit there for 2-3 minutes, look at it, check it out. And as long as I'm doing it right, he's like, cool, you got it down. And then, take off and go, finish this client.
Yeah. What do you do like when somebody walks in, like has like a fat cowlick and you're telling the guys like, hey, this haircut's not going to look good on you. Like this is probably the best way to cut your hair.
So this is where I think a lot of people like to come to me. A lot of barbers, you show them a picture and they're like, all right, cool. And they'll start cutting your hair. I try to be a little bit more straightforward with the guy or whoever the client is.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey man, like this is not how your hair is.
Yeah.
This is not the texture
You're not
your
gonna
hair
look
has,
this.
and this is not going to look how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I tell them like, if you want me to do that, I can. I'm not going to deny you the service.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
unless you're not wearing shoes and a shirt.
Exactly, and socks.
So,
Wear your socks.
I apologize.
So, anyways, I give everyone my honest opinion, and if they want to take it, cool. If they don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
I did my part, and that's not even. You don't have to do that, but I just think it's. I want people to leave like, oh, cool, good haircut. I don't want to leave like, wow, dude, that guy didn't do.
Yeah.
Like, no, I did the same thing. It's just not gonna look right.
Well, it's like kind of when you you imagine yourself like I imagine myself always like super yoked and fit, and then when somebody takes a picture of me, well, that's the thing is when somebody takes a picture of me, I don't look yoked and fit.
Bro, the camera adds 10 pounds.
And I'm just like, do you not know how to take a picture?
Clearly.
I think that's the first problem. Is like we imagine ourselves looking way better than we actually look, So, but I do appreciate the fact that you're honest and you can say like, I know like in the mirror you think this is what it's gonna look like, but actually the back of your head is gonna look like trash with this.
Oh no, and that's why like today, the first thing I did, you sat down,
Yeah.
I ran my hands through your head and I felt for any, how would I call it?
Drops.
No, just any kind of, I wouldn't say imperfections, but like your head's supposed to be round, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's cases where clients have more of a lopsided head and it's not because that's how they were born. Usually when babies sleep on one side for too long, I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
Their head will be flat on one way, or their head, if they sleep on their head too much, it's flat in the back. So there's things I have to go through to make that look better or make sure it looks similar. That's what I'm talking about when like someone comes in like, oh, hey, I want this fade to drop in the back. I'm like, well, your head's flat. It's not going to look good.
Yeah.
So like there's certain things you kind of want to address until I think you should.
Do guys usually agree with your recommendations?
No, usually most of them are like, okay, man, you're the barber. You know what to do. And when they say that, I'm like, cool, I appreciate that you aren't fighting me on this,
Yeah.
But my favorite is when clients walk in and like, what do you want to do? They're like, dude, honestly, I do not care. Like, just make me look good. Because then I'm like, boom, all right, I see his face, I see his hair, I see how everything's shaped. I think this will look good. I do it, and they're like, wow, great haircut. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
So I like when people give me that freedom because then I could kind of just, be me and use my my freedom, I guess, or my creativity.
Yeah, your creativity.
My creativity, mate.
That's probably what you like best about your job is.
It's great, mate. Just very good, very nice.
Very. That's very good. Yes. What's the craziest haircut somebody's asked you to do? Any crazy haircuts?
I have one client. I'll keep his name out. I'm not sure if he wants to be understood about it. But he's if you see him, you'll know. He comes to me. I have he's random. He'll come in, he's like, all right, dude, I want this. And I'll do a certain haircut, and he's like, all right, I want these designs. He'll get like a design here, here, and here. I'm like, all right, cool, if that's what you like, do it. No big deal.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he's like, dude, I want to do a new design. I don't know what to do. I'm like, all right, well, let's look something up, or let me suggest something to you. So I have that guy, he comes in, and his buddy too comes in. They both have like pretty unique haircuts all the time.
Yeah. Are they like in the gang or something?
No, not at all. I mean, maybe. I hope not.
Okay.
They're good kids. They're young guys. So.
Yeah.
Young guys, you
They
know?
just like
we
to
want
be
to be
different.
hip and cool.
Hip and cool, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You know, us older people, we need to
Yeah.
comb over. You got a wife, you got a kid.
Yeah, right. Presentable.
Presentable.
You gotta
Business.
you gotta keep your job.
Business-esque.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's that.
What's up? What's up with I noticed guys coming in and doing lines on their like eyebrows.
Oh yeah, that's.
What's up
I
with
don't
that?
know what it is. It's just a design thing, I guess. People like to do that and they get into it, type of thing. Does it serve a purpose? Maybe they're more aerodynamic when they run.
Oh, maybe I never thought about that.
Well,
See?
hey, 2 lines is 5 horsepower per line, so they're trying to get some HP. You know.
I got you. You should start charging extra then. I mean,
Seriously,
they're
right?
really improving their lifestyle
This one guy, I'm telling you, he ran a 40-yard dash a lot faster than he did before
with his
his lines, man.
That makes sense. What is your favorite haircut to give?
That's a tough question, dude. I really enjoy cutting hair in general. Like for me, it's kind of like I get lost in it.
Yeah. You appreciate the challenge?
Yeah, for sure. Like this is my first haircut with you. We had one, but I don't think that really counted. This is a more official haircut.
Yeah.
So last time we did a taper, it was simple, it was safe. Today we're risking it. We're going a pretty aggressive 0 fade.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it looks. I mean, I have my fingers crossed that it'll look good. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe not.
Maybe
so
not.
Good.
Yeah, not so good. That's okay.
So
okay, well I'm
this
excited.
should be fun. I'm excited too.
Well, let's talk.
It doesn't look so good so far, but I mean, I'm sure it'll shape up.
I mean, at first I looked like a little like a monk
Mm-hmm.
with my head with the hair falling off the sides.
Yeah.
But slowly it's like creeping up the head. So
Yeah. And this haircut, man, believe it or not, it's gonna make you look so handsome. Your wife is gonna be so happy.
oh, that's
Happy wife.
happy life.
Amen.
That's very good.
Preach.
That's very good.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
Come on,
do you
somebody.
get
Oh, now I'm backed
excuse-
up. Oh, now I'm backed up.
And this man's
We're gonna have
here?
to end this haircut. I'm so sorry, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I have an appointment at 7:30. You're in my seat.
yeah, we're gonna have to push you back, sir.
Is this 7:30 already?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought this was gonna take a minute.
That's
We
crazy.
started at 6:30, so we got a little backed up.
Okay.
Focus more on cutting your hair now a little bit.
Yeah.
We have a good amount of conversation already. I mean, we can still obviously do more.
I just want to finish with what were we just talking about before this man politely interrupted us.
That's a good question. What were we talking about? We talked about designs, and then we got into hairstyle. Dang it! What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Can we run that back, bro? Can we run that back? What are we talking about earlier? This guy's not paying.
What's up, G?
You're fired, bro.
He's like, what are you doing?
Say something for the
I
podcast.
flaked this guy, so I had to go to the funeral, and so I called him. He's another guy. I flaked 5 guys yesterday, so this guy and my 8 o'clock are coming.
I've been going to him for 2.5, 3 years now.
Well, since my house, right?
Yeah.
So almost
crazy, dude.
almost 4 years, 3.5.
Well, it was a funeral.
Did
so-
you hear that? How long? About 3, maybe 3
3
plus years. Never ever have I failed this man.
Never flaked on him.
Look,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we got a customer in here. You guys probably can't see him. He's a good-looking man. Mike the barber has never flaked on this dude in 3.5 or 3-something years. Like that just shows you he's not worried about other people giving him loyalty. But if you're cutting hair at his place, he's for sure giving you loyalty, and he's making it up to this man. So that's awesome.
I gotta get him right. He has a wedding to go to. You know.
Yeah.
Can't look scruffy. Can't
For
look
sure.
scruffy.
Mike, I just want to thank you for doing this for me.
No worries.
We'll
man.
finish up this video with
We'll have
with
to
the
charge
final
you,
product.
though. It's not free.
Most definitely, I brought cash with me.
How much?
Oh, like $100,000. Do you have change?
That's just suffice. Not much. I can give you like maybe $5 back. I've been slow today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, while he's here,
Yeah.
what is barber loyalty?
What is barber loyalty?
We
Yeah.
talked about that, but now that I have a client that I've had for 3+ years, is barber loyalty a thing? That's what Ruslan asked me earlier. It is.
I don't want to go to anybody else.
You don't want
Why?
to go?
Why?
Have you?
Question why?
Like when you're laying it.
Because I know he'll do me right. I
Ooh.
know. I know what I'm gonna get what I want.
Like a father. He comes. I embrace.
And this is like no contract signed, nothing.
Nothing.
Straight from
Hey, I'll pay you your percent later. That's for the video.
That's crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. That's amazing. You do a good job. You deserve loyalty.
Thank you.
And he's been cutting my hair out of it since I used to go to his condo to get my hair cut.
In the bathroom, the guest bathroom, bro.
That's crazy. How many clients have you brought to this man?
I can't even count.
Oof.
He won't even comment on that because he knows I didn't do it.
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations.
There we go. That's very good. Mike the Barb just did this right here. It's a magic trick. We can't show you how it's done, but if you watch this whole thing, it was almost a snap of a finger. It was actually like a process. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, and share. And if you're trying to look as clean as this gentleman right here, hit up Mike. Sign up to this gentleman. I mean, like, 0 complaints. My confidence is skyrocketing. We might have baby number 6 coming real soon here shortly. So, just saying. Peace.